You're listening to a main feed episode. Go to patreon.com/Celtic Ligers where €5 a month gets you weekly full-length episodes, stray bonus content and access to the back catalogue. Also helps cover hosting and gives us money for sweeties. Thank you. Celtic Ligers.
Recorded 3rd of September 2025.
All right.
This
so
is
welcome
live
to the
react.
podcast. This is me watching James react to the new 28 Years Later trailer.
28 years later, the bone temple and children.
Yeah. The Bone Temple pilots, the Boner Temple.
Okay, watching the trailer now, so.
All right, sorry.
May not even exist at all.
It's so chilling.
Freaky. Bird.
It's so scary hearing that kind of crackly audio over stuff that's kind of contemporary and violent and weird.
Many of the things we take for granted will one day pass away completely.
That's true. There he is. Ray Fiennes.
When that time comes,
King Ralph
men will
Fiennes.
no longer
There's a
communicate.
Guinness.
black man.
We may have diseases and barbarism.
Jimmy Savile's.
The whole world will cease to make any sense.
Yeah.
Look at the incredible changes we've experienced and survived. And yet even greater changes
Danny Healy Ray.
are still to come.
Zombie.
The Danny Healy Ray zombie.
There's a boy. Alright.
The funny thing about that boy is that when I saw the boy, I was like, I've seen him in something recently. And then I was thinking, yeah, the previous movie. But he left so little impression, I didn't draw that connection, you know?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Would people not be really confused by that? Like, if I was like just a normal person on the street, I'd be like, oh yeah, I suppose that's a trailer for like the DVD or something. And they're like, no, it's a trailer for a completely new movie that's out next year.
Yeah. It doesn't look very good.
No, I think it's because obviously I was quite happy with it just being a contained little movie about death and stuff, you know? I don't really want to see Ray Fiennes again. And when I saw the Jimmy Saviles at the end of the previous one, I thought, oh, we're going to have a fun,
Jimmy
goofy
Savile
ass,
time.
yeah, fun Jimmy Savile. What? The children's entertainer?
I met him in it.
Yeah.
I told you this. If I told the podcast.
Oh, multiple times.
Well, we're getting new listeners every day.
Why are you so happy to tell people that you met this horrible man?
It's just mad, isn't it?
It is mad. It is mad. By the grace of God. The amount of kids that we don't know about. Do you know what I mean?
Who didn't get to meet him. Yeah, it's tragic.
But yeah, you're just kind of like, Ray Fiennes, they had a nice little story with him, and then the movie's over, all right. They're like, anyway, Ray Fiennes is back. You're like, why? Why is he back?
Your favorite
and
character.
And it's like, and he's back with the Jimmy Saviles, and you're just like, okay, but why? Is it because you just wanted to reuse the sets or something? I mean, what's the point of this?
Yeah. You still there?
Yeah. Broke up for a sec. I don't know why.
No, we'll never break up.
Ah.
What if you were to do another 28? If you were to do 28 decades later, what would you do?
Well, I'd have it set like I genuinely like. I don't like when zombie movies get into like lore. You know, where like The Walking Dead, and it goes like society has collapsed, and there's these different factions, and they're all, and it's like there's the lurchers and the gumpers and the gulpers, and you gotta,
Yeah,
you know,
I hate that too.
I just am like I don't care.
Squishers.
Like once you get that far, then that's it. You kind of just need to like start again, because the only thing that's interesting to me about a zombie movie is, and it's the same old thing, but it never gets old, is having a society that we're familiar with and then just dropping a bunch of undead hordes into it, you know? So
Yeah, I really hate when there's more than one. I hate when they do the like, here's the squisher.
yeah,
Be careful or I'll squish you, you know?
yeah. So like I like you know, so the 28 days later where it's like, wow, it's London, but what if there was zombies running through it? And you're like, yeah, man, that sounds fucking crazy, you know?
Yeah.
So what would my version be? I mean, if I wanted to keep it to the UK, I think they did go this way. They went to like Yorkshire, didn't they? They went up to like wherever the Angel of the North is. So they at least changed the location there. But what I would do, I mean, I know it's so crap, like, as in, like, what if GTA was set in Galway? But I probably would set it in Ireland. I would like to see, like, I don't know, like, what's the thing that I'm angry about? I mean, I hate, like, tech and the bankers. So I would love to see a bunch of zombies running amok around, you know. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of what the point is, isn't it? Do you know?
Yeah. It would have to, it's supposed to be a metaphor, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, what would the metaphor be?
I guess it would be who would. I'm not pretending to be original here. I'm just like, this is what, you know. Like,
don't worry. Yeah.
It would probably just be like I don't know, fucking the rich just being able to protect themselves, but then obviously at the end they wouldn't be able to protect themselves because I want to see some rich guy get eaten. You know, that's just what I like.
Yeah.
There's a movie. It's not very good. It's one of the last movies that George Romero made. It's called Survival of the Dead, but at least had like the nugget of this idea in it, where it was basically about the Troubles, essentially. Or it seemed to be about like, this isn't what I believe, but a tit for tat conflict that never ends, you know? Literally.
Never bloody ends, man.
Literally Zombie, the movie, okay?
Yeah.
But like off the coast of Delaware, there is this island which for some reason has like a bunch of Irish people on it. And the zombies are out there, but they've been sort of like domesticated. And there are like two factions of people who believe that the zombies can be rehabilitated, and the people who believe that they can't be rehabilitated. And you know, spoiler alert, by the end of the movie, you know, everybody's caused a lot of pain towards each other, but the two leaders of these factions end up zombies, you know. And the final shot of the movie, you know, the way in the movie, people have this, the zombies sort of have a sense memory for stuff that they did in their life. So there is one that's like chained to a post box, and he keeps delivering a letter to the same, he's dressed in a postman's uniform, and he's delivering, or postman, man, you can't say that now, postal carrier. And he's like putting in the, he's putting a letter into the box again and again, because that's what he remembers. And so these two are now facing off against each other, and they've got this gun, but it doesn't have any bullets in it, and they're just like firing it at each other, you know? And
poetic.
I know it's stupid, but it was like, at least, you know, you're coming up with something. Whereas with this, it was like, you know, well, maybe they will. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just because it's a direct sequel to the previous movie that it seems to be undermining any sort of like message that they might have had. I don't know.
Yeah. I'd like to make one more convoluted metaphor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's set in Ireland, but like, everyone is a zombie except the traveler. You know? You're just following them.
Yeah.
You're following
You're like,
them.
what did you mean by that? Look, the movie does the talking. You watch that, you'll know what it means. You know what I'm getting at, okay?
Yeah. And it's like, then in 28 weeks later, or whatever, 28, it's like they find out all the Filipinos are safe as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Why
And it's
those
like,
two?
yeah, and then in this one, it's like the Jews are mice, and then the Americans are dogs, and then the Germans are cats. And then you're like, what about if they're Jewish and German? That doesn't come up.
Yeah. They're squids. Did you edit out a joke I made about Stephen Hawking?
No? What joke did you make?
Do you remember we were talking about how Graham Linehan said that if a trans person has a kid, they come out disabled?
Did I edit? I don't think so.
And then I said, what the hell is Stephen Hawking's parents transitioning into?
No, I'm pretty sure I left that in.
Ah, right, okay.
Why? Who said?
I was talking to someone about the podcast. They didn't remember the joke, but maybe they just didn't remember.
I don't tend to remove anything unless it's incredibly libelous or
Okay.
that's basically it. Yeah, I don't really touch the sauce. Also, just for like time, sometimes I'll just remove stuff for brevity.
Yeah.
I like to keep it in under 3 hours if I can. I like to ideally keep it within 2 hours.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll be like, we kind of said that already. And this isn't really that funny. This is kind of just treading water. But I mean, having said that, you said that somebody was like, oh, I like it when you're just like shooting the breeze. So maybe I'll leave it in future.
Nah, I think you do a good job.
Hey, if people
shout out
like
to
it.
P's wife.
Yes.
Met them in a bookshop. Gave me 10% off. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Finally, this podcasting pays off. The influence.
Do you know what happened? This guy, like yesterday, so I was having a very good time yesterday, enjoying Graham Linehan being arrested. And I'm always trying to avoid. I'm not like I'm obsessed with Graham Linehan the way that people are obsessed with like Jeffrey Epstein. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I need to know everything about him, and I'm obsessed with him. But I also recognize that that's my thing. So there was when we were recording the Joe Rogan, Graham Linehan, I don't know
Episode.
Yeah, I could see you were like, I can't talk about this man anymore. Like it is just like looking at him deteriorate. He's got mental health. And we all know how we have to feel about men's mental health. And it's not a laughing matter. And it was just this feeling of like, how much more time can we devote to this fucking awful man?
I think my opinion on him is I don't care what he has to say because it's always just transphobic gibberish.
Yeah.
But I do love to hear what happens to him.
Yeah, exactly. So like I was like, okay, I'll try and keep it away from the podcast and I'll just do my own solo stuff, you know? But like what happened was Graham Linehan gets arrested and people were just sending me clips the whole fucking day, all articles. Like, have you seen this? Have you seen this? And I was like, man, yes, I have. Why did I bring this up? What was the point of this?
Can I make a coffee and then we'll talk about him getting arrested?
Yeah. But there was something I was going to say about like, fuck it. Maybe I'll go. You make your coffee and I'll go back and listen to what I said before, and then maybe it'll jog my memory.
Do you remember?
He's back already. Yeah, no, I was going to say that, like, I thought this is my thing, and then people keep sending me all the clips, and then there was a fella on Blue Sky the other day, and he like, if anybody wants to know why Graham Linehan is fucking crazy, listen to this podcast, and he was retweeting us, and I was like, why the fuck am I so bad at this? Do you know what I mean? The thing that's in the news, and I could have just been like, here's all this valuable resource of documenting Graham Linehan's like mental collapse. And I was like, we put in this work, and I'm not even like sure. While the zeitgeist is talking about it, I just felt like such an idiot. Like, but
yeah, how do we capitalize on this?
How do we capitalize on this man's like mental breakdown in front of us all?
Yeah.
But the friend of the show, Roger O'Sullivan, for some reason decided to, maybe he doesn't want me saying this. I think it'd be fine. But if you can listen to Graham Linehan read his book, Tough Crowd, How I Made and Lost a Career in Comedy, on Spotify Premium. So he did not pay for this. He just pays for Spotify. And he has been like listening to it and then like... basically sending me all the snippets from it. And so I was like, I heard that it was quite like that there's parts of it that are kind of informative about sitcom and comedy writing and his career and all this. And Roger, sorry now, Roger, if you don't appreciate this, but I'm going to read out some of the things. Basically, he's helpfully put it into two sections. He segmented the book into two sections. He literally, yeah. So like one is about his career, and he goes. He literally says, "That's the end of section 1 (brackets the interesting stuff). Before we start section 2, I have a question for you. What is a woman?" And the second section is just a spiral into madness, according to Roger.
Yeah. So section 1 is like 100 pages long. Section 2 is 6,000 pages.
Yeah. But yeah, there was some funny anecdotes. Even I can admit that, because my reading of it was to do Control F for his wife's name and then for my wife, Borat. And so what would happen would be like, I came up with the IT crowd after I got an IT man to come over to my house. And when he opened the door, my wife answered. He went, "You're not Graham." And then I realized that there was something very attractive about this antisocial character, and I could build a sitcom around it, okay? And then you click next, and then it's like, my wife was crying, and I told her that I couldn't stop until the trans ideology was destroyed. And I was like, fuck, man, that's so brutal. Like, because it's the first, like, the bits that I read from the first section, he's like, he's a little more humble. But like one of the things that kind of starts his descent is basically his career starts to take a bit of a dip, like his whole career is dependent on him having a successful sitcom. Okay.
Yeah.
And it turns out that the ones that he spends he contributes the most to himself are the ones that people like the least. I think that's the thing that kind of starts to wind them up. Yeah, because the IT crowd is like that's his baby, but it doesn't touch like Father Ted or Black Books, Yeah. And he wasn't really involved in Black Books. And Roger actually had an interesting anecdote where like he was involved in the first season of Black Books, and he like directed a number of the episodes, and then they won BAFTAs for Black Books. And then the person, I don't know, was it Hattrick who made it? I can't remember, but they bring him into the office and they're like, we're kind of going to go a different direction. It isn't really working out with you. And then he goes, but we won a BAFTA. And he's like, yeah, well, I know, but we want to go a different really? With the directors. Do you have any suggestions of directors?
Really?
And I think like, it's a funny story, but like I can imagine a world where like his directing is very boring. I think he directed all of the episodes of the IT crowd. And he's just a very like, I've listened to the director's commentary on the IT crowd, because when I was in college, I would just throw on the DVDs in the background. And this is like before I discovered podcasts, I would just listen to the commentary tracks while I was drawing. And there's a bunch of things where he's like, yeah, this didn't really get a good reaction, but I liked it, so I kept it in. Do you know what I mean? And he's kind of like, he's a very like lazy director. It just, you know, he's no Declan Lowney. He doesn't, to me, he doesn't have, he's not bad. He's just not particularly good. And when you see season 2 and season 3 of Black Books, you can see he's gone now. You know what I mean? As in, like, in the first season, there's a lot of like Seinfeld style plots where there's like an A plot, a B plot, and then they kind of weave in and out of each other. And usually they're about like awkward social interactions, do you know?
Yeah, it's like, whose book is this?
Well, there's one where it's like one of them is genuinely like an episode of Seinfeld where Bernard goes to a party and he doesn't remember doing something. He doesn't remember what he did to embarrass himself at the party. But then these people walk past him and they blanked me. They blanked you? They blanked me. Like literally that happens in the episode. And there's a bit where later on, you know, the B plot with Fran is that she saw her fucking boyfriend talking to another lady. Also all of his
Fair play to him.
And so she,
now you call them Polly.
She wanted to it was his sister. That was the twist. But
he still fucked her.
Yeah. And that's unforgivable. And that's comedy as well. It's funny. But she's like, and then I remembered what you said about the awesome power of the blank.
Then I suddenly remembered what you said about the awesome power of the blank.
And I was like, that is the most Seinfeld line that there ever was. You could totally imagine Elaine Bennett saying that, couldn't you?
No. I can imagine saying something similar, but it's a real, like, your mum saying the line.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not even written like Seinfeld. It's like, I don't think Seinfeld, Elaine wouldn't be like, the awesome power of the blank. She'd just be like, so I blanked him.
Yeah. You blanked him. I blanked him. Now, Elaine, I love when Elaine wears on, and the kind of lasting image for me is her just being like really mean. I remember she like chomping on a cigar. Like she's just a fucking bastard, you know. I really love like, but at the start of it, she's just kind of, this would be like season 3 Seinfeld. She would be like, the awesome power of the blank, Jerry, you know.
Yeah. Do you remember when, what's her name, Veronica, the woman,
Julie Louis-Dreyfus?
No,
Fran Katzenjammer.
Fran. Remember when she's like, let's look it up online?
Yeah.
And then she puts like a thing next to her phone.
Yeah.
What was that?
I have no clue what that could possibly have been. You know, that's one of those things, like, nowadays, like, that would be unforgivable to see on TV. But back then, so many things happened on TV where you just kind of go like, oh yeah, whatever. I guess that's real and that exists, you know?
That's the internet.
Yeah. Like, so many, we're watching Buffy now, and there's a bit, this was like, I'm actually 2 episodes away from completing all 7 seasons of Buffy. And
right.
I'm here to report I actually like Buffy, folks, and I think Joss Whedon is innocent of all those horrible crimes he committed.
I stopped watching when she gets the younger sister.
Yeah, no, it's pretty tough going when that was exactly what happened to me when I was a kid. I remember watching like I would dip in and out, and I would be like, I love like the little Monster of the Week episodes and being in high school. But then when the kind of treacly music is playing and Dawn is crying and it's like, I didn't ask to be your sister. And I was like, I can't, like, this sucks. And so I stopped watching. And I thought maybe I'd come back to it and I'd be like, actually, there isn't that much of it. I just thought there was more of that than there was. No, there's exactly the same amount. It's insufferable.
But now Dawn is a legend.
No, Dawn is not a legend. Dawn remains the worst character in the show for me. R.I.P. Michelle Trachtenberg. I love Spike. He's not British. Do you know? He's American, the actor.
It doesn't surprise me.
Okay. But there's a bit in Buffy where like one of them was 2 things that happened. One was funny is that fucking Willow says that she's going to Google something, and then she has to explain what Google is, which is very funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that's how far back it was.
It's like,
it's a search
Google
engine.
is a thing on the computer.
Yeah. And then there's another bit where Buffy is bringing Dawn to high school for the first time, and so they're kind of anxious that there might be some evil there because the Hellmouth is obviously built underneath the high school, and Dawn gets lost in the basement, and then she gets...
Who did it?
Huh?
Hamas? Who built the school? Hamas?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The underground tunnels that Dawn is in, built by Hamas.
Yeah.
And she's ringing Buffy, and she's like, I'm being chased by a demon, the Kassam Brigade, and on a fucking dirt bike. And I know that footage was in Mexico, but you could imagine that it's probably like what's happening there underneath that hospital that we simply must bomb. But anyway, she rings Buffy, and a woman, like they're having a conversation, and then she goes, "Can you believe that the reception is so good under here?" And I was like, and early, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm crazy. Like, I think that this was like the start of like those knowing meta jokes about like, the reception in horror movies is terrible, But yeah, like, yeah. Anyway, whatever. That was like Franz. So yeah, like when he was writing on Black Books, I could imagine like, everything can be going right for you. But it just means like, well, I still want to bring the show in a different direction. And then when he leaves, it becomes like a very different beast. And I think like a funnier thing and better for the lack of structure on it, or less structure. But anyway, what was my point? Oh yeah, that
Would you rather be kicked off your BAFTA-winning show or lose your ball? But you have to be awake.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, yeah, sorry. I was like, I lose my ball. Like, we have to be awake. Oh, yeah. I kicked off my BAFTA winning show. I've seen what it did to Graham Linehan. And so for those of you who don't know, who are just joining us, but like the podcast, Graham Linehan
he lost he had testicular cancer, and he was getting the surgery. And for some reason, he decided he wanted to be awake for the surgery, so he could see what was going on.
And then he changed his mind.
And that seems to... Yeah, halfway through he changed his mind, but they were like, it's too late.
So funny.
So that seems... That's like a Stephen King story. That seems to have been a very transformative moment for him.
Yeah. Transform, hey?
Yeah.
The way, like, God intended... like, he was biologically supposed to have cancer, okay? So he shouldn't have actually removed that ball, okay?
Yeah.
Science, science doesn't care what you think, okay? You think you're supposed to be healthy, Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
I thought I was making a point. I don't think I am at all. So, like, he was already, like, from that point, people were giving out about a transphobic episode of the IT Crowd, and he was getting into it with them on Twitter. He was also sort of radicalized by Gamergate. Gamergate really affected him. He's one of the only people who seems to have been, like, genuinely affected by Gamergate, which is crazy. Like, I mean, besides the people like Anita Sarkeesian who were the direct targets of that abuse, okay? Like, that, but I'm just saying, like, you... sitting in the UK observing this thing happening online, why are you so upset? And he was like, this is how we got Trump, and now he fucking loves Trump. Anyway, whatever. Like, he's sitting down with the fucking Gamergate guys. He's sitting down with Rogan. He's sitting down with Jordan Peterson. Do you know what I mean? It's just...
that picture you sent me was insane.
Oh my God.
What was it? Who was it? It was Jordan Peterson, Graham Linehan. Who's the other guy?
I don't remember. It was like Douglas Murray or something. Who knows? Some fucking prank who I don't have any real familiarity with. Anyway, here it is. No, I don't know who that is. He looks generic.
Send it to me again. I want to see.
Okay, it's in the Ligers den.
Don't tell people. They'll hack it.
But yeah, so So he did that, and then he was already kind of around that area, and then he did this, surgery on his.
I think he was one of the comedians at Comedy Unleashed. I could be wrong.
Do you think? Okay, yeah, that would make sense. God, his little pursed face, Graham Linehan. I'm looking at it again. Just his little serious pursed face. What a strange man. Very skinny legs, and he's got like a bit of a gut. Hey, whom amongst us? But it's just an odd looking duck.
Like it's supposed to be like, the three, like intelligentsia sitting around to discuss in such a classy way, But they really are just in like a low-ceilinged hotel lobby.
No, I think that's Peterson's house. Because look at the piano in the background.
That's his house. I thought it was like a lobby. I
just seen a chessboard behind with a few moves on it. It was like, I have to take a break from my chess to have my intellectual frisson with the... Keep using that word frisson. I don't know what it means. But anyhow, like it seems to have been a very activating moment that he had his bollock cut off while he was awake, and then he was apparently like there might have been complications afterwards where he lost like a load of blood and he was on tons of morphine, and his wife was crying seeing him, and it genuinely looked like he was on like death's door. And he decided at this moment, I'm going to take out my phone and weigh in on the trans debate. And then he's like, every single time he always does this, where he's like, I was just simply just trying to engage in a polite conversation. And then this person said, I wish you had died from your surgery. And I was like, seeing your posts, I know there's no fucking way you were engaging in a polite conversation with anybody.
Yeah.
Like, you come out the gate calling them Cronenbergian monsters, Like, it's just like, if you're like a trans person and you're like, this guy is like dead naming you, misgendering you, and especially doing it online, okay? You're kind of like, you come online and you act that way. You're like, I wish you were dead. I wish that you had died from that surgery. And that's just how you talk online. It just fucking is. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, it's hard to imagine that trans person in real life, then that person saying the same thing, and then you going, I wish you fucking died from your surgery. Do
yeah.
It's just a cut and thrust of online. Now, I could imagine somebody saying it to him. But like, anyway, whatever. But the point is that like he was already having a sort of crisis as well in his career because he had made that show Count Arthur Strong. And this is the point that I wanted to flag in the book, where it's like Count Arthur Strong is a terrible, bad, awful show. It's a character created by this guy. It's incredibly unfunny. It's incredibly bad. And Graham Linehan made a show about it and nobody liked it. And is
it better or worse than Superdad?
Worse. It's so much worse. You have no idea. It's so bad. Okay.
Let me look it up.
Let's watch a clip now.
Count Arthur Strong.
I'll watch a clip now.
Yeah, get it up.
But the
Count Arthur Strong, a pompous and unemployed actor, tries to narrate his life story with the assistance of his son.
Now I know what you're saying. That sounds a lot like James Moran, but actually it's not. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's what it does.
Get ready for this. This was made like in like 2018. Okay.
Rory Kinnear's in it.
Yeah, I know. That's the shame of it because I love Rory Kinnear, but I don't think you like Rory Kinnear.
Here we go. Yeah, I do.
Okay. Loved him
He's
in
great
Men.
and outnumbered.
Yeah.
Outnumbered.
Actually, I'm an author.
I thought your name was Michael.
It is.
I'm an Arthur. Arthur Strong.
Oh, no. I am an author.
I am an Arthur. What are you talking about?
I've been asked if I'd write a book about my dad. Biography, memoir sort of thing.
Oh, what? What do you want? Good afternoon, Boo lads. One of your all-day breakfasts, please. I don't know why, but number 1 seems to be beckoning me today. Number 1, please, with fried bread and baked beans.
So number 4?
Yes, you can do it that way as well, yes.
So,
You bloody idiot.
What? Oh, I don't know if I was only going to have one. Are you having 2 teas?
He's checking out the talent, is Rory
You
Kinnear.
want 2 teas? You must be doing an offer. Buy one, get one free or something, like they do.
2 teas? No, just 1 tea, thanks.
Here we go.
Sorry.
Getting stuck in. Kiss her.
I have a foot spa.
I'll tell you what, Boulat, I will have 2 teas. Go on, then. I'll support your new enterprise.
CNM, 2 teas. 2 teas.
Thank you very much. Although, thinking about it, Boulat, they shouldn't both come at the same time. One of them will go cold.
Well, how else would they bring them?
I don't know. You're asking me for it. It's your initiative, isn't it? How do people normally have them?
Every day, this. Every day.
The special offer.
What special offer? There is no special offer.
I think that's my tea.
Do you know, it strikes me you've begun this enterprise in a very cavalier fashion. It's a right shambles. Oh, you just leave them, Boulan. I'll have them both at once. I'm getting a little bit fed up with this whole now.
Every day.
He's not thought that through, has he?
It's astonishing. It's astonishingly bad.
Play another one. I want to see another one.
It's like I just can't get over it. Have we watched these before? Have we?
No, I've never seen this.
Like, it looks so bad. And the other thing about it is the show seems convinced that it's very good. But anyway, the point is, when you get to this in his memoir, he basically says, like,
do the one at the policeman.
Where is it?
No, do the one at the funeral.
Where is it? Where's the funeral?
To the left.
This one?
Oh, that one. Yeah.
What? What?
There. That one.
That one. Three wishes.
Up. No, that one.
Untrue detective. That's not a funeral.
Yeah. We'll click it anyway.
But, like, he doesn't think that this show... He was like... You know the way... Remember when he said that they hide his book behind... so that nobody buys it?
Yeah.
It's like this with the show. He's like, yeah, they just didn't market it properly, or they didn't put it out. It was like, there's just no point in his thinking where maybe it's a bad show and nobody likes it.
Click the link.
I'm clicking it. I'm just telling you.
Oh, he's knocked down.
This is the last one I watch of this.
Yeah, we're here now, Helen. Door's been forced open. Attempted break-in. I think we scared them off. I'll have a look anyway. Whoa.
Sorry, Inspector, they didn't tell us they were sending anyone.
Did tell you a lot of things, did they? Who else is here?
Just Constable Bennett.
Constable Bennett, sir.
Sorry, sir.
That's all right, lad. New on the job? You're doing fine. Take me to Bennett. I don't want any corners cut, Bennett.
Of course, but it's all fairly routine, isn't it?
Is it, Bennett? Is it indeed? Go on, then. Talk me through it. I could use a laugh.
Well, the intruder gained entry by forcing the front door. We won't know what's missing till we've tracked the owner down.
Very good. But I want you to do something for me. Look around the room. Tell me what you see. Look beyond the obvious.
How do you mean?
The table. Look at the table. Go on, Bennett.
There's a remainder of a meal.
A half-eaten meal, which means...
The person who left it didn't have time to clean up?
Or he, or she, or they, or it were interrupted by person or persons unknown.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
It's not for me to say what I'm saying. I have more important things to do. Get forensics in here. I want everything that isn't nailed down in a test tube by this evening.
Really? But it's just a break-in.
I have a hunch, Bennett. When I have a hunch, I follow my nose, see where it takes me. And I've been to some pretty dark places and back with this nose. And my hunch. Put a half-mile cordon around the area. You want this place sealed off. No one gets in, no one gets out. Except me, obviously. And you. The police, all the police get in and out, but no one else does, unless it's Cracker or someone like that. Understood? Good man. Now get on with it. I hope to God I'm wrong.
It's enough of that. I can't bear that. Look at that.
Great show.
It's so aggravating.
Fantastic. You're saying this didn't do well.
The hell is that? Oh, yeah, okay, cool.
Count Strong. What possessed him to make that?
So that guy, Count Arthur Strong, is already a stage character, okay, of this guy.
Oh my god!
And they sent Roger getting a lot of mention this episode. Congratulations to Roger on winning Best Newcomer at the Edinburgh Fringe. James told me the good news. Just kidding. Just
well,
kidding.
you told me.
I'm just
Simone told me. Someone told me. So, congratulations on winning something to someone.
Yeah, but he sent me.
The next best joke at the Edinburgh Fringe.
I don't know. I think they've stopped doing that.
Let me look it up.
But Count Arthur Strong is he's touring. He's like a kind of touring character comedian thing.
Right.
And so they were like, oh, let's make you a sitcom and let's set you up with like one of our best, Graham Linehan.
Oh, here we go.
But the Graham Linehan, they use his, I think they use his name to sell things, and now they can't. The one thing he had going for him was his name, and now he's completely destroyed that. But I think like he was panicking. Yeah, anyway, whatever. That was it. But we do need to talk about his arrest in a bit because he wrote a very funny Substack about it. But the one thing that Roger sent me was, wait, let me just finish this quick thing. Count Arthur Strong is apparently like retiring the character or something. Like it's going to be the last run of Count Arthur Strong. And then he was like, hey, I'm actually going to extend it due to popular demand, okay? And so Roger sent me like a clip of Count Arthur Strong is Charles Dickens in A Christmas Carol, and it was excruciating. And hearing the people laugh made me angry. So anyway, there you go. So
can we watch it? Do
you want to watch it?
Yeah. 10 of the funniest jokes. You get it up there. Olaf Falafel. We named our children War and Peace. It's a long story.
What the I hate that shit.
Bella Hull. I just got a personal trainer. She's horrible to me. But my body goal is thicker skin.
Okay. I mean, I saw her, so I feel a bit like I don't want to be. Right.
Rob Oughton.
Yeah.
Everyone's worried about AI. I'm more concerned with what the other Vals are up to.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Amelia Hamilton. An old man walks into a house and he has a detective ID card.
Mm-hmm.
And
this only works if you can remember what the joke was. But like every time I watch one of those clips, I'm like, what the fuck is going on in here that's supposed to be funny? Do you know?
Yeah.
Like what is supposed to be funny about that? It means to be like Count Arthur Strong is so evidently hilarious. Just seeing him makes me laugh. Imagine if he was on the a scene for the police. Imagine what that would be like. And then you're watching it and it's like, this is like Mr. Magoo, but it's not even funny as Mr. Magoo because
like, Mr. Magoo bumps into things, whereas like Count Arthur Strong is just saying gibberish.
Mr. Magoo will be like, oh, I'm going to shake your hand. Oh, it's your prick. Or, oh, look, this thing over here looks like, you know what I mean? Like there's something.
Looks like a prick.
The specs, yeah, there's something over here that looks like a prick. But like, or like, you know, the Specsavers ads, like that's the gag for the whole thing where it's like, what if you thought fucking your dog was a sheep and you shaved your fucking dog? I don't know. And it's all so goddamn funny. What
if the dog was your wife?
And then you were like
the marital bed.
Yeah, and you brought a pig in and it was like, this is the dog I fuck. And then they were like, that's a pig. That's
That's a
pig. And then he was like, I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah. Who's he saying that to? The dog.
Yeah. Yeah. But like what he does is like, what's the gag? It's like, this guy is so annoying. Like, he's not even fucking, because in that clip with the 2 T's, when the guy's like, every day with this guy, I was like, what has happened to justify how annoyed you are at this man? It's like nothing has happened, you know? It's like some average customer coming in and going like, yeah, I'll get like, what would happen in that situation is you going, I'll get a number 4 with beans and toast. And then the cashier in their head would go, yeah, that's a fucking number 6. And write it down. You know what I mean? They wouldn't even say it out loud. And it's like, oh, that's a number 6, you idiot. You've ruined my day. What are
I also like how the mugs are branded.
Yeah.
With a greasy spoon.
We did find that there was a funny little, I wouldn't even call it, it's not funny, haha. It's just like an unusual choice that one of the extras in the background was a lady an old woman who had fallen asleep in her chair and was wearing like a sort of like eye patch bandage that you get from after a procedure.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's interesting.
Funny.
Makes you want to go like, what's her story? And it's just like, can we stop paying attention to Count Arthur Strong and head over to this woman? Because I feel like whatever's going on in her life is much funnier and more interesting.
I have a feeling she'll be back. I feel like that's not the last we'll see of the one-eyed monster from Loughton or wherever.
All right, here we go. I'll share this and we'll just watch it. Luckily, it's short.
This is a watch-heavy episode.
Yeah, so it's going to be a bitch to edit, but whatever.
That's what I call it a Rolex.
All right, so I'm going to now turn this up. Can you hear it?
A Rolex.
Yeah. Sorry, the tech got in my head. I missed the setup. So you're going to have to start again. All right.
This is this is my Edinburgh Fringe best joke of the year.
Yeah.
This is a watch-heavy episode.
Yeah.
I call it a Rolex.
I see. Now, I'd be rolling on the floor if, you know.
I'd be rolling on my ex.
Yeah, that is good, actually. I don't know, I hate little clever jokes. That AI one with what's the rest of the vowels up to? Like, shut up. Fuck off. You know those fucking Blackadder comedians? You know what I'm saying? The kind of Stephen Fry's of the world, Bone Cancer in Children. What was that one? Somebody actually said a funny one as a Patreon comment. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
What was it again?
Let me get it up.
From Ross,
Play the thing.
Yeah, we need to get this out of the way. We need to get this out of the way.
Our tale begins early one morning in old London town, in London, at the offices of Scrooge and Marley. The day is Christmas Eve. For most people, a time of great joy. A time for living. A time for believing. A time for trusting, not deceiving.
That's the clip. That's the clip.
That's the clip.
That's the clip.
That's a whole clip.
That's the whole fucking clip. Now, maybe people...
Now, it only has 44 likes, so that's... At least that's something.
No, due to public pressure, Count Arthur Strong extends his fond farewell to you with new dates in 2025 as he takes on one of the literary greats, the famous Charles Dickens, and then goes on to present his one-man interpretation of A Christmas Carol. Tickets on sale now. It was uploaded a day ago. 44 likes.
44. Ross.
So but tell me what the joke is with that clip.
I feel like, does he deceive people a lot?
No, the joke is apparently that's a Rod Stewart Christmas song, or Cliff Richards or something like Cliff Richards. There's a Cliff Richard Christmas song, and he's quoting the lyrics from it.
How is anyone supposed to know that?
Maybe people know that Cliff Richard song. I didn't.
No, I couldn't tell you any Cliff Richard song.
Right, whatever. Look, all right, go on. Tell me. Give us a good joke.
What does Catherine Connolly think of bone cancer in children?
Yeah, that was good. That one made me laugh.
Bone cancer in children?
Yeah, the hack jobs against her are insane.
They are.
Like, it's the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah, and the flip side of it as well is the hatchet jobs that she's getting for sure. But then the fucking, like, whenever they're interviewing anybody else, it's like, what's your perfect Sunday morning? You know what I mean? It's crazy how like soft they are.
I read one. There was two. There's one in the Times and there's one in the Independent. I think it was the one in the Independent, and it was like, Catherine Connolly's association with Claire Daly is concerning. And they couldn't even find a picture of Catherine Connolly and Claire Daly together. So they had to like make one. And then like there's one bit in the clip or in the article where it's like Catherine Connolly went to Syria and met these people, which is very concerning. And Claire Daly said the following. And then it just like quotes Claire Daly.
I know.
So it's like, but Catherine Connolly didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Claire Daly said that. And you've just decided that Catherine Connolly's responsible for Claire Daly.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like, the other thing is that, with Michael D and this stuff for the past few years, they've been like, he's brought politics into it. We need to get rid of politics. And look at that. She's a continuation of Michael D. She's bringing this insidious politics into it. And she supports Assad and all this shit. And then Jim Gavin was announced, which is an interesting one. I don't know him. I know he's something to do with gas or something. But he like, do you remember they ran Caio Benicio in the locals? And then he ate shit. A celebrity candidate who ate shit. Then they ran Grania Shoiga for TD, ate shit as well. Now they've gotten Jim Gavin, who is another celebrity candidate apparently. And it seems to be like the final, not final, sorry, there's probably more to go, but like their obsession with the getting, but basically becoming like warmongering. Sorry, their obsession with warmongering and militarizing Ireland, and also their kind of complete rejection of their base makes them like Fine Gael now to me. You know, it's like, because Fianna Fáil will be like, oh, who, you know, like, who do you want? They would ask their base who they want, whereas Fine Gael would impose the person. Do you know, I'm babbling now. I thought I was making a really profound point, but then my words failed me. But the point I'm getting at is like, is there anything more Fine Gael than being like, we need to like militarize Ireland, and then also here is your candidate for presidency. Don't like it? Tough. That's the fucking guy. And you vote for him, and fuck you for not voting for him. You know, like it's,
I have been enjoying Sean Kelly MEP's little. He put in his hat into the ring. Yeah. Had to take it out. Yeah. And then Mairead McGuinness.
He didn't have to. He had to take it out because it was getting fucking savaged. You know, the hat was being like, you know, people were stamping on it, tearing it. He's like, I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back. You know,
it's just a hat. Just my hat. And then Mairead McGuinness drops out. He's like, time for Sean Kelly, MEP, to shine. Puts his hat back in the ring. Sorry, Sean. It's people's favourite, Heather Humphreys. I did lose it twice to Mairead McGuinness and then Heather Humphreys. Simon Harris's mentor.
Yeah. But the other one is they're saying stuff about Jim Gavin on these shows, and it was like, he's just not a very political creature. He hasn't had any opinions on the referenda. You know, we don't know anything about him. And it was just kind of like, this is what you wanted. You keep saying Catherine Connolly shouldn't be political, and now you're saying that actually this guy isn't political enough. And it's like, what's your fucking deal? Do you know? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Get Count Arthur Strong to run finally.
Yeah.
A candidate we can all laugh together with.
Hey, Count Arthur Strong, he's already the freaking president. As in, somebody who seems to annoy people for very little reason, you know?
Yeah, and he gets up and he's making his inaugural speech and he's like, we didn't start the fire. You know.
It's all been burning since the world's been turning.
Yeah.
And then he's like making a little face and looking out, kind of confused, like...
Yeah. What did I just say? Yeah.
Maybe you get it if you're English? I don't know. Like, I mean, how was that pitched to Rory Kinnear? Because I trusted him.
I'd say it was pitched as a job.
Yeah.
He doesn't have... Rory Kinnear really doesn't have the best taste.
Man loves to work.
I like him, but... Do you want to be in a sitcom? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
So yeah, basically, so Graham Linehan, people were sending me clips all day. Graham Linehan arrested. I got a clip at I got an article at like midnight. Somebody sent it to me. I got good news for you, and it's like Graham Linehan's arrested, and it's like, buddy, I know. The second it happened, I was, it was all I could think about. It was all I could do. I was on social media. We've stripped that carcass clean. But anyhow.
Yeah. You were like, I hope he gets prison and I hope he gets what's coming to him in there. It was so strange.
Yeah.
Very different tone.
I hope they put him in a freaking women's prison. Like, you know, like it's not the gender that he was, something like that, you know?
Yeah, something like that.
You know the way he's given out about that all the time, about them being put in. But anyhow, he... yeah, so like basically what happened is he shows up at Heathrow. 5 police officers, according to him, arrest him and bring him to the police station because of several tweets that he posted, which were seen as inciting violence against trans people. And people are like, you know, I personally, me, Gareth Lyons, I don't know whether you should be arrested for tweets. And they really would need to be pretty fucking egregious if you were to be arrested for them. And in this instance,
you'd be in the female prison if they could arrest you in Ireland.
Me, I demand that I be put there.
And they'd have to do it.
Yeah, I actually identify as a woman for the purposes of getting into women's prison, and they'd be like, "There's nothing we can do to stop him. There's nothing in the rule book that says that, you know."
Yeah, nothing. The past 800 years of legal discourse
that says a dog can't have a wife.
That's
a callback.
Yeah. If it was Graham, here's the joke I make if I was Graham Linehan. I'd be like, they're going to put me in the zoo because I identify as an elephant.
No, they just put him in the zoo because I identify as a gorilla, and then they look at him and they go, yeah, that checks out. Actually,
we'll put him in with the other diseased gorillas.
Exactly, because I was like, actually, the gorilla is too noble. When you see a gorilla, you're like overwhelmed by, you know, Jesus, look at this, the size of this thing. It's the thing of beauty, you know?
Yeah.
And you look at Graham Linehan and you have to be like, why does this gorilla's head so big?
Why is his head so big and his body so withered? Oh, he's very sick.
There's a picture of Graham Linehan in the hospital that he accompanied with his Substack post, which we absolutely have to read at least excerpts of. And it could be, you'd be like, he's gone in for just one of the number of drainings he needs for his head. And it's like, he's halfway through. He hasn't gotten every single one. But anyway, like that was, you know, the Cliff Notes version of it, to use the American expression. I think they use Cliff Notes, isn't it? Is that like, he came back. He was at Heathrow. He got arrested for some tweets that he put up. Now, obviously, the context surrounding it is that he was coming back to go to court for charges of assault. Do you remember he is? I don't know the details of it entirely because I think it's an ongoing case. But like, I believe, remember there was like something called like the Ideas Festival, and there was a trans woman filming something outside of it, and he came over, and I think he might have like destroyed her phone and being kind of verbally abusive towards her. And then he flew to Arizona to be writing stuff for Rob Schneider. And now he has to come back to go to court. And he came back. He got arrested for, like, the idea of, like, he said a tweet that could be a joke, but could also be interpreted as incitement to violence against trans people. And therefore the police have to take it seriously because he already has a fucking caution from the Yorkshire Police Department. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's... Yeah, like, he has form, is what I'm saying. It's not. People are like, can you believe that he was arrested for tweets? And it's like, it's tweets and past behavior. But I do think that you probably shouldn't be arrested for tweets. Hey everybody, here's me coming in from after we recorded this initially because Keir Starmer has come out, Wes Streeting has come out, Ro Khanna from the United States, Democratic congressman, senator, something. He's come out and they're all talking about free speech, and I can see the fucking articles in the future. Free speech, free speech. He was arrested for some tweets. And that's the kind of narrative that's going to be run with. And I've seen some different takes that I wanted to put in to add context to this. If you're curious, Ro Khanna, by the way, said, at Glinner, arrest is an offence to anyone who supports free speech. I guess UK has not learned from the time prosecutors read passages of The Picture of Dorian Gray to convict Oscar Wilde. Those are very apt comparisons. Let me get up what Mr. Wesley Streeting said.
Snipes?
Wesley Snipes Streeting. Where is this? Let's get straight. But they're all like fucking lamenting this. Oh, God. Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? Wes Streeting. The fucking just... Oh, my Lord. Sorry, I didn't actually see this one. Would rather see police on the streets than policing tweets.
God damn it, that's so... I'd rather see police in the sheets rather than policing streets.
I was very upset to discover that one of my favourite Wes Streeting tweets was actually, like, doctored. So, put up, eating my poor mum out of house and home, and people abbreviated that to eating my poor mum. And I thought that he genuinely said that for ages, but it turns out he didn't. Anyway,
Sunday roll.
Carberry. Yum yum Carberry for my mum or something like that. It was fucking so stupid. The News Agents podcast with Lewis Goodall, Emily Maitlis. Do you remember she fucking destroyed Prince Andrew while also remaining close personal friends with Peter Mandelson, who was also close personal friends of children. So the News Agents podcast, I'm just reading from a newsagents.co.uk. I guess they have a fucking website to write down the stuff they say on their podcast. Graham Linehan has a long history of offensive, rude and personal tweets, but when does language become incitement to violence? Probably when he incites violence against trans people. Yeah, and tell them to punch them. Yeah, probably. We haven't gotten to that yet, but you'll hear us read out the tweet later on. But then the other thing is, what was it? I was going to look up what Sir Keir Rodney Starmer said. Yeah, I get no respect. I get no respect. Yeah, my wife. Take her, please. Take my wife. Take her, please. No, I'm messing it up. Yeah. My father was a toolmaker. My mother worked for the NHS. My wife works for the NHS. My wife. Take her, please. Keir Rodney, Dangerfield, Starmer. In case you didn't hear, slightly off mic. I think it should have picked Zainab, but Keir Starmer, Graham Linehan, Graham Glinner Linehan. The Glinner.
The Glinner.
Where is he? Because he said something fucking mental. Okay, Keir Rodney Starmer. Keir Rodney Starmer said, "We must ensure police focus on the most serious issues. That includes tackling issues like antisocial behaviour, knife crime and violence." Now here we go. Brace yourself. "We have a long history of free speech in this country. I'm very proud of that, and I will always defend it." This comes like days after Palestine, people in support of Palestine had been arrested for organising a meeting. And also like months after Just Stop Oil activists have been arrested for hosting a meeting. And like in fucking... Oh my lord. Anyway, so the other tweets then that I wanted to do to add context to this. Now this one is... it's actually from somebody, I don't know their name. Their handle is @SugarGSP. They're a trans woman who was at some protest where all the women were topless, and Graham Linehan thought like they put some real ones in there because like this woman is too attractive to be trans, you know? And it turns out like, no, she's a trans woman who just has a nice old pair of tits. So, yeah. So
take him if you got him.
So Nick Freeman, I don't know who the fuck that is, doesn't matter, posted something up, "Oh, it's horrible what's happened," and Sugar responds, so Freeman says, "5 armed officers deployed to arrest for 3 tweets. Wrong. I hope Mr. Linehan gets top advice and hits back where it really hurts." And Sugar responds, "No, he was arrested for breaking his bail conditions after harassing and assaulting a teenager back in April." That's another important thing. So he is coming back for this case. I forgot to mention that the trans person who he assaulted, allegedly, is actually a teenager. So great stuff. I don't know whether they had bail conditions that he, couldn't harass trans people after that. It's possible. You can imagine that it happened. And then the other tweet that I wanted to read was from another great trans woman, Avery Edison. Highly recommend you check her stuff out at @Edison on Twitter if you so desire. Want to be clear, I don't think it would have been right for Linehan to go to prison, brackets, I don't think it's right for anyone to go to prison, close brackets, but an arrest to establish conditions which reduce the possibility of a repeat offence is exactly proportional to the initial crime. So basically what somebody is saying is, if you are somebody who has had previously harassed trans people, and you continue to harass trans people online in the tweets that we're about to read out, okay, then it is entirely appropriate that when you land back on British soil, that you are arrested, questioned, and cautioned by the police for repeating such behaviour in future, okay? It's not, I'm going to observe it for the millionth time, is that you can be transphobic in public life and still have a career. J.K. Rowling is living, breathing proof of that, okay? The thing that he is being ostracized for is psychotic behavior, where he spends all of his time posting pictures of underage or like teenagers who have received trans-affirming healthcare at people and going, "At John Ronson, is this what you believe?" At Arthur Matthews, and you know what I mean, whatever. Arthur Matthews isn't on Twitter, I don't think. But like, you look at this man and you hear him talk for even 2 seconds, and people within his own community, it was become a running joke that J.K. Rowling basically just ignored Graham Linehan until rather recently. Now, of course, he's been arrested for simply speaking his mind. So now jumping in, doing another recording within the recording that I just did, because while I was editing this, I was also on Blue Sky, and somebody said, this is Tom Roberts, says, just for a second, take a step back and remember that these are the actions of a 56-year-old man towards a 17-year-old girl. So this is the case in question, by the way. He and Brooks met at a Battle of Ideas conference on 19th of October when the scriptwriter approached her with his phone, recording her and calling her a groomer and asking how many she had groomed. Prosecution said. Brooks subsequently called out to Linehan outside the venue and asked him why he had called her a domestic terrorist. Julia Fore Walker for the prosecution said, at this point, Mr. Linehan could have explained why he had called her a domestic terrorist, if indeed he had an explanation, or even ignored her. Rather, he responded in a way which is indicative of his extreme personal animosity towards her. He said, go away, groomer, go away, you disgusting incel. He called her a sissy porn-watching scumbag. He deliberately whacked the phone out of Miss Brooks' hand. So, yeah. You don't find J.K. Rowling doing that. But what I'm trying to get at is that I don't think we do, but just in case there was any suggestion that we were accepting the framework that, oh, you shouldn't be arrested for tweets, okay, because it's a slippery slope. There is actually precedent for doing something like this in this instance because of the behavior that Graham Linehan has exhibited in the past. And he is a crazy man, and the idea that they are platforming him and talking about like a comedy writer for tweets, for simple tweets, is not accurate. And I am anticipating anyway all of the fucking ink that's going to be spilled, the airwaves that are going to be flooded with fucking shit, and what's going to be ignored is the other stuff, the context behind this stuff. Like what happens all the time with Graham Linehan, where he goes, I was simply saying my opinion and then they cancelled me. And then you look at what his opinion is and it's like, you're a Nazi pedophile. Okay. It's like, no, like you're it's not what you're saying. It's how you're fucking saying it. And obviously I disagree with what he's saying, but how he's saying it is the reason that he is receiving the treatment that he is. Okay. So just have that on the record. All right. Thank you very much. Hopefully that was recording. Either way, do I care whether Graham Linehan gets arrested? Not really. No. Probably I care about as much as he does about people being arrested for being part of Palestine Action. So anyway, the Glinner update. I just got arrested again. I arrived back in London to discover the UK is still a police state run by trans activists.
That's the end of the free bit. Go to patreon.com/CelticLigers to hear the rest, which includes Graham Linehan's Substack post about his arrest, then they have a discussion about the movie Eddington, then rapid fire news items, more presidential race talk, Kitty O'Brien, hero, assaulted by Berlin cops for supporting Palestine, new Garda Commissioner is a real guard's guard, and Adam Friedland confronts lizard man Richie Torres. Donate to transharmreduction.org.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Stormy Daniels is there. Did you say that? Right. Give me new sympathy for Trump. Yeah. Egg is better. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.